Hello, I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing wonderful. I hope you're a disco. And please, before I start, like if you like, share, subscribe. If you're wondering why I'm not uploading more videos, is it because I don't get enough viewers? I don't get enough likes. Please don't be passive. Please push the like button and share. All right. This is what I call everything rally. You remember that saying, everything bubble? This is everything rally. My executive summary: I am bullish on gold, silver, the stock market, bullish on bonds, bearish for now on the USDDXY. Beautiful. So we start with the equity put to call. This is a chart for the moving averages for the equity put to call, the 20 and 50-day moving averages only. No price action. Most likely every time you have a bearish crossover between the 20 and 50-day moving average for the equity put to call, you have a beautiful rally. And this is exactly what happened since mid-October. And also now there's a resumption of that moving average, especially in the 20. It's hooking down, which means a resumption in the rally. This is at least 90% success rate. In the past, I did it. I back tested it myself. We are doing fine on the sentiments. Good deal. This is the VIX in the weekly time frame, and we are in a bearish disco combo in the weekly time frame for the VIX. And every time this happens, a pressure will be taken off the market, and the market would rally as a result of that. This happened all the time. Good deal. So we talked about the equity put to call, the disco signal, and we talked about the bearish disco combo in the VIX, which is really good for the stock market. This is the most important thing. This is the ETF for the DXY And every time you have a bearish crossover or a bearish disco combo, you have rally on everything. This happened, since 2017, 100% of the time. Not less than that. You could pause and you could look if you want to. Good deal. So what is the success rate in this signal? For the last 5 years, it's 100% in the past. Good deal. So we talked about the bearish signal in the DXY via the ETF UUP and the success rate of that. And we talked about the VIX in the weekly time frame, and we talked about the disco signal in the equity put to call only. All right, the SPIX. Beautiful. So what do we have here? First of all, we are in a bullish mode so far in the SP 500, and we made a low in October 13th and a higher low in October 14th and a higher low in the 21st and a higher high in the 27th and the 1st of November. Okay. And now we are working on another higher low. So we might have 1, 2, 3. This is definitely an uptrend. Okay. So the indicators are still in bullish mode, except the stochastic, but still it's not really that bad. Sometimes it happens like this. You reach this point and you go back up, and the RSI is hooking up, and the MACD is in bullish mode. And usually you find buyers at buyer zone. So that's what happened in November 3rd. And this is a beautiful area of buyers where June low was. And you test it. and you reject that buyer zone, which means bullish in the stock market. This is like a double bottom. If you look at it right here, low and a higher low, and um, you cleared that high. Okay, if you lower the time frame, you can see that clearly. Okay, let's put 30 minutes in that bad boy. You can see that a low, a high right here, higher low so far, and you could look at it here too. You could look at it a low, low, cleared. Okay, so bullish action definitely in S&P 500, very obvious. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Okay, so let's add the RSI just to make you see what I'm seeing right now. You can see how the RSI helps you usually, especially in the weekly time frame, to find bottoms or tops. Usually, the stock market goes through extremes, extreme greed, extreme fear, and the RSI tells us that by bull trap or bear traps. Bull trap and bear traps are extremely important to mark a top or bottom, and the RSI tells us that by this calculation. So you see a high in 30th of August 2021, and the ultimate high was in Jan 30th 2022, and you can see on the other hand, you have that high in the RSI right here and a failure right here in the RSI in Jan 2022. What it is bull and bear traps. So you trapped bulls here. You did that here in Jan 13th 2020. You tested that in Feb 2020, and boom. And you did that many, many times in the past, right here and right here. It's nothing but bull trap and bear traps, and using the RSI because the price moved fast, and once you calculate it using previous numbers, it does not make that high because it went down so fast or went up so fast. So what happened differently this time? You have a low in June 13th, lower low in October, the week in October 10th, okay? And you trapped some bears, okay? You found buyers at the price action during that November, August to November 2020, and you trapped bears and you went up. And this is clearly in the RSI as well. So this is the problem with many trend followers, which they're really the best, the trend followers, but sometimes they miss these turns. Okay, good deal. So I hope you understand this logic. I hope you find it useful. So I really do think a tradable bottom is in IWM. What a beautiful action. Same thing as in the S&P. You have you might go back up in the stochastic, but you have a bullish MACD, and also you have the RSI above 50, which is really, really great, which shows the dipper buyers might step in once the price action go down, and this is exactly what happened here, and this is beautiful. So we've been maintaining RSI over 50 since October 24th. Amazing. So we made a low in October 13th, higher low in 14th, higher low in the 20th, and now we are in the making of higher low. So what happened? Exactly like what happened to S&P. You find buyers at the buyer zone and rejection You tested it, rejection, and not only that, you are in breakout mode, and this pattern, this consolidation right here. And as I did earlier in the S&P, you could lower the time frame, the 30 minutes time frame, and you can see what I'm talking about. You have a low, higher low, and boom, higher high right here. You cleared this one. All right, so let's look at transport, the Dow transport. Same deal. This bad boy supposedly leads the market, okay? And it's been showing us a lot of bullishness since that making of the bottom in October. As a matter of fact, it bottomed before the market, okay? Before the market. It bottomed in late September. That's why it leads the market, okay? Anyway, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and he's still in breakout mode. Good deal? That is the transport. Beautiful. The Qs also. What happened? What's good about Friday's rally? You have the leading indices leading the market up. You have the Dow Transport making 2%. The IWM outperforming. I think it outperformed the Dow. Let's see if it outperformed. Oh yeah, it outperformed. Oh, yeah. It didn't outperform. It did not outperform. Come on, IWM. Why would you embarrass me? Okay, it's okay. So the S&P outperformed the Dow. The IWM outperformed the Dow, and it's almost equal to the S&P. And the transport outperformed them all, and the Qs outperformed everything except the transport. So the higher risk outperforming the lower risk in general, which is really, really good in any major bounce or rally. And this is the Qs in the hourly time frame, and you can see a beautiful buy signal was triggered in the Qs, and this buy signal usually worked all the time, especially if you have bullish divergence, which means bear traps. Okay, you trap the bears here, and boom, you chart back up, and the stochastic is over 20 every time. The stochastic over 20, it tend to go all the way to 80, like almost 80 before it goes back down. Okay, so it's extremely probable that the Qs will go back up further. And in addition to that, you have a broadening bottom right here in the hourly time frame, which is very good, successful bottom and pattern, and it's not triggered yet, and it could be triggered very soon. And the same thing is true in the S&P and IWM. You have another thing, which is a double bottom, and it's not triggered yet, but it might be triggered very soon. Okay, so bottoming process everywhere in the hourly time frame, in any and every index. Let's see if it's the same. Maybe I didn't see that. Maybe the transport already. Okay, the transport already broke out of that bottoming process. And if we believe what happened in the past, the transport always lead the market. Okay, the Qs in the weekly time frame, and we can see the same thing as I talked earlier about the S&P, how these bullish divergence and bearish divergence finds tops and bottom. These things are nothing but bull and bear traps. You could look at it in pattern wise, and you could look at the indicators, but it's all about fast moves to the opposite direction. Okay, so it's bull and bear traps, and we did the same for the Qs, and not only that, and also if the stochastic comes out of oversold in the weekly time frame, most likely you would have a rally. You could go at least to 40s in the stochastic, which produces a nice, beautiful rally. Sometimes you go all the way to 80, like you did in back in August, and all throughout the years. Please like if you like, share, subscribe, and do remember the disco is forever.